Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news. There is none. So, what we drinking?
Hey there,
we'll see you all next week.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, Disney pals, and welcome to another 37 Disney Street. I'm going to address what Hugh just said. Some weeks I research the news and we are down to this ride is closed for a 3-day refurbishment, and they've erected a sign here and they've put up a chalet for the food festival there, and we really are scraping the barrel. And on those weeks I'd rather just do none than just make us try and talk about this inconsequential stuff for half an hour. However, there are bits and bats that we can discuss.
Lucy, why are you over there?
Because I am full of a really old-fashioned cold. You know, the sneezy, sniffly. In fact, I'm a bit worried about getting into a high-quality mic like this and kind of...
It's all right, because you're the only one that
time.
uses it. I've labelled them all now. So.
No, I mean for them having to listen
for
to
them.
my,
Yeah,
my
apologies,
sniffling.
guys.
I'm going to have to keep going.
Earlier, she said fine, and as Chandler says, when you put a D in fine,
Fine.
you're not fine.
I have just taken some drugs. Not hard drugs.
It does mean that I'm sat in the middle,
Beecham's.
and
Hashtag not spam.
due to the way the lens works, I look thinner than usual because it's kind of widens on the edges, so I look nice and thin. I mean, I have lost a stone officially now since our last video, where we saw photographs and videos from our last vlogs and sorry, not vlogs, trip videos, and we were horrified by what we saw, us and the other family. And between us all, we've lost about 3.5 stone now, haven't we?
I've lost a stone.
You've lost a stone. Brookie's lost a stone, probably. I've lost a stone. Kat didn't have that much.
She didn't
to
really
lose.
need to.
So
she
she's probably lost
did it
about
out
a
of
third
solidarity, but she was already quite slender.
Yeah, so, but even she's lost maybe a third or something of a stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well
Good
done,
work.
you guys. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's great, isn't it?
My small t-shirts fit me again, and I'm not in denial. I don't have to be in denial anymore about my small t-shirts. I can wear them legitimately.
Can I tell you about Laura?
Yeah.
Yes.
Laura got awarded at Slimming this week the Miss Slinky Award. Whatever that means.
How much has Laura lost?
That means she can go downstairs like head over heels.
She's lost 5 stone now.
Wow.
Wow.
But
And here we are bragging about one.
That award is to do with being inspirational to others in her class. So I think that's quite a nice
That's
thing.
really lovely.
She doesn't like the
That's
name of
really
it. She
good.
finds it a bit demeaning. But aside from that, she's
but
very chuffed. You know?
Everyone loves a slinky, as the jingle says.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so me and Laura now, we've lost 9 stone between us. Sorry.
That's amazing. That's
yeah.
fine. That's absolutely amazing. To be fair, if I lost 9 stone, I'd be a leg. So I maybe need to pitch my battles.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
no,
I know.
You do what you need to, don't you?
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
But I've had a very bad fortnight, to be fair. We're really talking dieting now, but I found the first week I was dieting, I was so hungry, and then that just disappeared.
It does.
And it's just like my appetite reset to the diet I was on, and then I worked away for a weekend where the hosts were in charge of catering for me, and they were just greeting me in the morning with bacon sandwiches and then asking me if I wanted a brownie at lunch, and it just felt the right thing to do. And when I came back after that weekend of work, I've stayed hungry since. I haven't managed to like reset to that level.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
need to get to the point where I can get my appetite to match the diet again, and then we'll be good.
Now, have you heard this thing? Like, some people reckon when you're eating in a Disney park, it doesn't matter because you're walking so much. But then other people have done the maths, and like, it really doesn't work out. Like, you'd have to run all day rather than just walk around the parks to like counteract the amount of calories you eat in the
And
park.
it's not just calories, it's combinations of fat and sugar, and there is a certain ratio of things that have fat and sugar where the sugar clings to the fat or whatever. There's more science than just saying
Grab
that.
on, boys!
But it is like you can eat very, very sweet things like fruit, or you can eat very, very fatty things like bacon, and it's not as bad for you as a brownie.
Or you can
because
have
you have both.
pineapple wrapped in bacon.
Yeah.
Are you all enjoying this, Disney fans?
Yeah.
Well, I've tried to tie it in.
It's getting back to the Disney, because the problem with Disney is people say, oh, well, my Fitbit told me that I burned 800 calories walking and I've eaten that brownie. But the thing is, it's what you eat.
Yeah, of course it is.
There you go.
I've eaten awful this weekend. And it's been brilliant, but I feel so lethargic as a result of it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to get back and have some healthy food. But then next weekend, I won't be here next weekend, by the way, everybody. Next weekend, on Thursday, it's Laura's 40th birthday. So from Thursday through till Sunday, I'm going to do what the hell I like.
But, I mean, thing
In
is, I wouldn't
Cake for
recommend
breakfast.
anybody go on a Disney holiday. Well, I don't know. Would I? I mean, hats off to you if you can go on a Disney holiday and kind of stick to a 1,200 calorie a day diet. Well done you. But to me, one of the biggest attractions is the food and snacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's an attraction in itself.
It's
It's one of the walk-through attractions.
I can't remember which way around because I always say like, the biggest thing I go for is the food, and then the resorts, and then the parks, and then the attractions.
Yeah.
Like
And
way
by
down
parks,
the list.
you mean ambience of
Yeah,
parks.
just being in the parks.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if it's the food or the resorts. There's the top one for me. I can't remember what I said last
The food
time. I
in
don't want
the
to be
resorts.
inconsistent.
The food in the resorts.
I think it's the resorts is number one.
Speaking of which, seeing as though we've no news, I feel free to go off on a bit of a thing. I've been so poorly today that I had a 2.5 hour nap on the sofa in the middle of the day because I just felt absolute grot. So all I've done is sat on the sofa all day and watch Disney vlogs because obviously. And we put on Mammoth Club going to Japan. And we've had Japan on our bucket list for longer than we've had Paris.
We've been to Japan.
We've
but
been to
not
Japan.
to a Disney park.
And Japan remains my favourite country I've ever visited.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone says it's the best Disney parks. We're like desperate to go. So it's rekindled our desire to go. So I was pricing it up very casually, not in any serious way, but just while we're looking like, what would it be? And staying in the Disneyland hotel there compares very favourably to staying in the Disneyland hotel at Paris. Like probably costs about half as much, including park tickets, which is bonkers because it's the same situation. It's on the train station, so it's right outside the park. So I'm thinking, oh, that's good. But then the flights scuppered it because the flights for 3 of us are about 3,200, weren't they? And then so we're like, oh well, we're not doing that. And then Hugh saw a mango flavoured bao bun filled with English custard.
Watermelon.
A watermelon bao bun.
So you booked it?
Filled with
What did it look like?
English custard, and it looked like Mike Wazowski.
Oh, yeah, I've
these
seen
are the
that.
jokes, kid.
I've seen
And
them.
so then all of a sudden we reconsidered and thought, no, it is worth £6,000 of our hard-earned cash just so that Hugh can have a mango and watermelon bao bun.
I don't know. We'd have to start saving. I think we'd have to. Yeah. Well, let's not get into the ins and outs of the
Of what we have to sell.
mortgage rates going up and down again.
Right, should we see who's in the chat? Because I know there is someone in the chat who is going to Tokyo in 120 days, but I can't remember who.
Who are they? Oh, God, please. I'm not even sure how that would have picked up.
No,
First in the chat today was Emily S. Evening all, I just joined Patreon for my first time ever.
We noticed that, Emily.
Thank you, Emily. We've got Aaron, who...
She's a new pal.
Aaron earlier, was it early today, shared a Disney bound of Stitch
Where did you share it?
on our group set up by Cheryl.
Yes.
On
Facebook.
On Facebook, 37 Disney Street, search for it. So, and if you find our, Facebook page as well, just like that too. Do what you want. Do them both. Kelfie is here, and it is Kelfie who says 125 days before Japan.
That's
Woo!
it. It was Bonnie just said it as I was leaving the bedroom. She went, oh, so if someone's going to Japan in 128 days.
Kinomi wa moto he otsuru.
Gels.
Gareth Pierce Theme Parks, 29 days till Paris.
Yeah.
Well, and then adds yay.
Yay.
So, almost what you said, Chris. The Dunn family. The Dunn family are here. Hello, everyone. 2 more sleeps till Walt Disney World, man. 51 days till DLP. It's all going on for the Dunn family.
Yeah.
Jacqueline is here. Hi, everyone. 4 days until DLP for me, and I just can't wait.
Jacqueline's winning.
Jacqueline also adds, this might be a silly question, but I always use the water fountains many times during trips, but I've heard they are turned off already for winter season. Is there another way to get free water?
I was not aware they did that.
I was not aware of that.
I was not aware of that.
I mean, I guess you can go into any restaurant, but you'd have to
I thought you
queue.
were going to say toilet.
You'd have to queue, wouldn't you?
It would make sense to me if the forecast was going to be below 0 that they might do
Yeah.
that. But I don't think they do it as standard because we've been in at Christmas and January. And
I don't remember being that thirsty though.
I've only ever used the water fountains when we were there in the summer. When we were there in January for Christmas. When
I
we
feel
were
like
there
I
for
always fill a
Halloween,
water
we didn't
bottle
use
up
it
at
at all.
some point.
Well,
Anyway.
Jacqueline says, like, can we ask for tap water or refill our bottles at restaurants like in the States, or is that not a thing I should and I should just accept it?
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, of course you can.
Must be able to.
Yeah, I mean, they can't deny you water. They really can't.
They might grump about it.
Yeah, they'll be, it might not be like in America where they go, sure, I got you.
Yeah,
But, they might go, yes.
Dulo.
Hi to John Parker, who simply says, hi, pals, and waves a hand. Oh, is that a little bonfire
Is it?
emoji there?
Is it? There's
Do
a
you
lot of bangs going off here. Have you noticed?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about
that. Let's start with this one. Hey, everyone. Happy bonfire night. Just wondering, if you had to make a guy for a bonfire, but a Disney character themed one, who would you pick/create? Mine would be Hades from Hercules.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know if we can beat that.
Which Disney character do you
Anger
most want
from
to burn? Anger's
Inside
good.
Out would be good.
Yes.
And anything
that
from
would be good.
any of the fire ones from Elemental.
Mm-hmm.
The dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
what about one that you
The-
just
the
don't
dad.
like and you want to burn? Like him who's love with an open
Ooh,
door.
Oliver from Oliver and Company.
Yes. Who's your least favourite Disney character?
Hello
Oh
to
no, I know who it would be. It would
The
be
Horned King.
Yeah, from Night on Bear Mountain. No, is that not the Horned King?
Night on
Who's
Bear
that?
Mountain.
Do 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 do.
Chernabog.
From Night
Chernabog.
from Night on Bear Mountain.
Is that not what it's called? What's it called?
Night on Bald Mountain, isn't it?
Oh, do I ding it? I don't know. You didn't sound very sure of
I
yourself.
thought it
It
was
is
Night
though,
on
isn't
Bear
it?
Mountain. I'm
You
gonna check.
you to look it up. Hello to Jimmy Clements. Waves the pink hand. Now, Bonnie likes to imitate this. Bonnie's on Lucy's count today and waves a pink hand also. Andrew Palmer waves a hand. Charlotte waves a hand.
Hello, Hans.
Daisy Mabbott says 81 days till our trip. That's not
Ooh.
that long, really, is it?
Not long at all.
98 days for Charlotte.
Mm.
DLP going for Valentine's Day.
Mm.
Ross missed a few lives. Good to be back. Good to have you back, Ross.
Hey, Roz.
Mercedes is here. Hey, gang, made it for the live. 94 days until DLP. And we got a bunch of other people. We got Emma and Cartier and Lee's Magical Mouse Adventures. 4 weeks to go till the annual Christmas party. And, the annual Christmas party. And we've got Ed and Hannah and Moritz and Matt and loads of other people. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
There we are.
Team Confetti. Do you know what? I might as well finish off because I've pretty much got everyone. Team Confetti. Have I missed anyone now? Ooh. No, I think I've got everyone. Matt. I think that's everyone. And Ed and yeah, okay. We're done.
I take it back, Chris. There is a piece of classical music called "The Night on the Bear Mountain," but that's not the one in Fantasia. The one in Fantasia is "Night on Bald Mountain." However, I'm not as idiotic as you think because it does exist.
Oh, it does exist, yeah.
It does exist.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
not
yeah.
that right one.
I won't
So,
ding.
so do dwarves, though.
I won't ding you. Yeah. Right. What are we doing now then?
I've got a few things, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a couple of trip reports when
Do
we're ready
something.
to do those.
Yeah.
I've got one of them's anonymous. I've also got an anonymous story.
Ooh.
I've also got a request for a shout out.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
Should we start with? Should we mix it up and start with the trip report?
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah.
What do you think? Woohoo!
Let's do it. I'm not ready for it. But
Well,
yeah.
while getting it, I'm just going to say
Oh, yeah, you do your bit.
my bit. Any people who get the Beano, or anyone who doesn't in particular, I'm appealing to you. I've got the 4-page story this week. So on Wednesday, I've got one and I've done the cover. And listeners, I'll describe it to you. It's brilliant. Yeah, so there you go. Work for the Beano.
He frames his covers when he
No,
does
I'm
the
going to, because I've done 3 covers now over the years, and I'm going to frame the first 3 of them, I think. There's a lot of pink hands, and it's all Bonnie. Bonnie's going crazy in the chat.
No, Cartier's waving back. So it's only yes.
Many hands make light work.
Yes.
Okay, are we ready for this?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Is there a jingle?
Audience Trip Roundup.
Yes. This is from Lisa Kals or Cols.
Yes.
Or pronounced differently, potentially.
Hello, Lisa.
And Lisa says, I will try to keep it short. It was a 4-day trip.
Ooh.
And only talk about the highlights and lowlights. I marked one part as optional because it is not normal Disney, but a meet-up in Disneyland. Well,
Okay.
I think we might.
A hookup?
Who
No.
knows? This is October the 15th. These have got headings as well. So, Lisa, you're already onto a winner with me. Thank you very much. Extra Magic Hour. Super nice. Ran for Crush's Coaster. Only 20 people before us in line.
Oof.
Did Ratatouille and Tower of Terror afterwards. Super efficient Magic Hour. Sorry, I should have said this is October the 15th.
Okay.
Pixar Show. Went to the Pixar Show for the first time. It was okay. I am not planning to go see it another time.
Yeah,
While
it
Mickey
is.
and the Magician is still a must-see every time we go, about once a year, I like the inventive ways they use the screens, but I dislike the orchestra. I would love to hear live music, but since it also has a backing track, I can't hear what music is live and what music isn't. This ruins the live music for me. The man that played the sax and flute was a very good performer, though. Manhattan Restaurant.
Was he playing them at the same time?
Oh.
Picture that.
Picture that. Can you picture that? Is that Muppet?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It is. Manhattan Restaurant. We went to the Manhattan Restaurant. No, there's more than that. Sorry. This is the first time we tried half board, and for the first time at this restaurant. We will never do that again, as I will explain in the report of our last day. The restaurant was not our thing. The food was a bit too exotic. We didn't feel very welcome. The table next to us came in later and got helped much faster.
Yeah.
They were done with eating earlier than us. I only enjoyed the dessert, and the restaurant looked beautiful. Still, I wouldn't come here again.
Ooh.
That's a contrast to me because it was one of my favourites.
Yeah, it's good to hear that, you know.
But we don't all like the same things, do we?
Just, you know, always manage your expectations. You know, if people say it's the best ever, don't think, well, this is going to be the best meal I've ever had. Just be careful.
Yeah. October 16th. Now, we all know what happened on October the 16th, don't we?
Yes.
That's right. The 100th celebration of Walt Disney Company.
That one.
We decided, this is the reason we were here. We decided not to stand in the queue for security, to stand in line for the gates before the two parks, to stand in line for the park. We decided to arrive so that we only had to queue to get into Disneyland Park.
Mm-hmm.
We still had to wait for an hour after the park opened for the opening ceremony. It was quite cold. We stood on the edge of the central plaza so we could see the centre stages. There was a speech from the president of the park from the ambassadors. We saw some dancing from the core characters in the centre stages. There was a march from 100 volunteers, and the highlight, 100 characters came from the castle in the central plaza. At first, it seemed like all of them would parade in a circle around the central plaza. Personally, I was super stoked to see Angel. So was Ollie from Stitch. Ollie was really pleased. He was so pleased. This is on a video, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We found a video of the 100th celebrations. Ollie was watching for about 5 seconds, spotted Angel, grabbed my phone and took a picture of the television so that he had a picture of Angel.
Aww.
That's how much he was excited about it.
He loves that Stitch, doesn't
He
he?
really does.
Yeah.
I caught a glimpse of her when she walked onto the bridge from the castle to the central plaza, but I'm a small girl and I couldn't see that much. To my surprise, halfway through the circle, the characters turned round, so I never got to see Angel. I was very disappointed and sad. You'll see this if you have watched the videos on YouTube. They all come to the middle and then they all kind of peel off and go round. And you think, all right, they're going round, and all of a sudden they're back in the middle again. And they haven't gone all the way around, so lots of people in the centre there didn't get to see much. Pre-parade, I laughed my ASS off with this one. Yes, my bottom. I expected a small parade before the other one. It was a one repurposed Dream and Shine Brighter float in the Disney 100 colours and some dancers. I mean, I thought it looked grey. I don't know if you've seen it. I thought it looked grey, but it was silver.
Oh, okay.
It was in those colours.
I thought you said great.
No, grey.
Grey.
No, grey. Definitely grey. Then we had to wait for half an hour so that this one float had disappeared so that the Disney Stars on Parade could start because Mickey and friends were at both parades. Next time, Disney could, in my opinion, better put the rare characters from the morning in the pre-parade so that the break in between is shorter. That would have made a lot of sense. Optional details meetup. Oh, and she's put details, I think, because it's optional details, but she's put details.
Very good.
Like it.
That's the kind of thing we like. All right.
So they met up with about 100 Dutch podcast listeners at Cowboy Cookout. Took a picture and went to Pirates of the Caribbean. We waited in Oh, so Details is the Dutch Disney podcast. There we go. That's
Okay.
why.
Oh, I
Okay.
see.
Now it makes sense.
Yes.
We waited in one big line at Pirates of the Caribbean, and when we arrived at the front and the cast member asked us how many we were, we said 100. He didn't seem to believe it. So we started doing a wave. It was so nice to see the queue all the way up to do the wave. The cast member had a small panic attack and let us fill the boats ourselves. We sung Yo Ho, Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for Me with the whole boat, and it was so much fun. That sounds amazing.
Do you know-
100 of you all on Pirates of the Caribbean.
I feel bad if we're like on some kind of stag party or pub crawl and there's more than like 8 of us, and I'll say like, let half of us just hang back. We don't want to overwhelm the bar. You know, I can't imagine 100 people.
Oh, you're in a different group to me in those dudes, because what I tend to do is be the first one to finish my drink, and I'll go, we'll go on to the next one. You guys finish up, and then I'll go find somewhere else in between. Selfie spot meeting. The other thing that was announced was a selfie spot near the castle stage. I heard about 200 people swarmed to that place to try and take a selfie, so I opted not to go. There were also meet and greets in the studios park, but I saw a picture of the line and decided it was just too much. Disney 100 tag. At the end of Disney Dreams, there was the most sad excuse for a light show I have ever seen. We happened to be standing close to a fellow Dutchman. One of them said, well, that's the end of my annual pass. What I really do not get is why they didn't reuse the light show from New Year's Eve. It had When You Wish Upon a Star by Sarah Bareilles. It had a lot of different characters from the history of Disney. Just add some drones that say Disney 100 and it would have been great. Little effort, big impact, I would say. Instead, we got some shapes projected on the castle. There is no better way to describe it. For example, an apple for Snow White. It was ridiculous. Zero imagination. Shame on Disney. I'm not going to play the grumpy jingle. I'm not going to play it. But yes, there we are. October 17th.
I just want to chip in with this, in that there's been celebrations throughout the globe at Disney parks, and I've been consistently really, really proud of Disneyland Paris, in that I feel like we always nail it. And it is a bit disappointing to hear that. But I wouldn't, because I think the track record at Disneyland Paris is quite high for celebration things, I'd just call it a miss. It wouldn't make me go, shame on Disney, cancel my annual pass. Because I'd mind you, if you're close and you're Dutch, you're probably able to go to more than we are. We just watch them online, don't we?
October 17th. It was our first time at Captain Jack's. We were lucky enough to be there while the Pirates of the Caribbean was down. The stage lights were on and we could see people walking to fix things. Later, the ride got fixed and we got to enjoy nice, normal ambience of the restaurant. The food was fine.
Oh, so was that sarcasm before then, when we were lucky that it was down and we saw people fixing things?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I think that very often.
I think it was sarcasm.
Yeah, I find that quite interesting.
Unless it was interesting.
I sometimes like being walked off a ride because it's quite novel, you know.
Yeah.
If you get a bit of both as well. So later on they got the usual ambience, then they've had a bit of both, haven't they?
They tell you not to take pictures as well when they walk you off a ride.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what? Like, I've been trapped in this harness for 10 minutes, not able to move my arms. I'm going to take a picture.
No, don't do that.
I
didn't even pick your nose.
I didn't, but I thought, like, you can't tell me what to do. That was very uncomfortable. It was when I was stuck on Hyperspace Mountain. It was bad news. Anyway.
The food was fine, but again, a bit too exotic for our taste. This time we had a very nice cast member serving us. Thank you, Ariana.
Where was that, sorry?
Captain Jack's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, it's a little different, but that's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
And there was one thing, because it was so dark, I couldn't see what I was actually eating, so I was just going by taste. If I could have seen it, I might have. I might have seen sweet corn or something and gone, ugh, but it's delicious.
I went knowing that I would be ordering something that I had never eaten before and would probably never eat again, and that was part of the experience. I had mahi-mahi.
I had that as well.
Yeah, with
I thought
some.
It was lovely.
It was really nice.
Massive chunk of fish.
But if it was a normal restaurant with a normal selection and there'd been a chicken dish, I would not have selected mahi-mahi. So it is exotic, but you've got to go in knowing that it is what it is.
Nice pineapple dessert though.
I can't remember what I had for dessert. I know we had virgin coladas, didn't we? Me, you and Brookie.
Did we have them there as well?
Yeah, we did.
I've seen pictures. October 18th. We were done with sit-down restaurants and wanted to go for a quick service restaurant this time. It was our last day, so we just wanted something quick and easy. We went to the information desk at our hotel, Santa Fe, in the morning, and they told us that if we decided to go for a quick service restaurant, we could only pick menu 1 and 2, up to €16. This feels like we were getting ripped off. We spent €50 per day for half board. The breakfast cost €21, which would leave us with €29. It turned out the things we wanted cost us less than €16, so it doesn't really matter. But it did contribute to us deciding that we would never buy half board again. We just prefer fries and a burger at Cowboy Cookout over fine dining.
Oh man, the chicken and fries at Cowboy Cookout. It's all I want in this world. Yeah.
What Lisa finishes, started by saying really, but I didn't read it at the start, was that I know I sound quite negative in my report, but we had a lovely time.
Yeah, I always feel like I need to point that out because we do have a great time, but I just get more I get more fired up talking about the things that haven't worked out.
But thing
Well, you're
is,
trying
you
to
have
let
to
people
understand.
know as well, aren't you?
Yeah,
You know, in
it's a
these trip
service.
reports, you're letting people know what you've experienced, so that
Yeah.
Every Saturday while I'm at work, Hugh goes and has a little 2-hour wander around our town and visits Pound Stretcher, when RIP, and B&M and Home Bargains and all that kind of thing. And he has a lovely time because that's his favourite thing to do.
Great time.
But then every week he comes back with a little moany story about a woman at a checkout. And that's like...
For
that's like-
example,
that's the highlight of mine and Bonnie's day, is because he tells it quite well. But yeah, it's, I mean, you don't enjoy it just because you've got a moany anecdote.
it's my favourite time of the week. Yeah, and those people are part of it. I think I like to be annoyed.
We know.
Anyway, but yeah, that was a good report, Lisa.
On half board,
We thank you.
just a thought, if there's people listening who are planning their first trip and are dithering with the whether or not to get the meal plan, I would say it is worth more in the winter because you've got a sit-down, half-hour, warm place to take check. On the other hand, the park hours are shorter, aren't they, in the winter? So maybe that is... But you can use your half board in the village and in the hotel. So maybe I'm talking myself out of it.
So Jacqueline's said, I don't really understand the comment about the half board. Does it matter what restaurant you choose to value-wise? And I guess the answer to that is kind of yes. You can eat pretty much anywhere within the Disney parks and with the half board. But the quick service meals are a lot cheaper. The table service meals are all a set price. I mean, the table service and the buffet places, they're the same price pretty much everywhere, I think, give or take. But with the half board, you just don't need to worry about it, I guess. If you're going to have a sit-down meal every day, it's great. If the restaurants aren't for you, it's not going to be great.
If you only want burger and chips, then you would save a lot of money not getting a meal plan.
You can also get full board, though, that's like... a quick service and a sit-down meal, I think, can't you?
I thought it was 2 sit-down meals.
I think there's different levels.
Oh, okay.
From memory, there's different levels of full board, and I think one of them is you get a quick service and you get one sit-down meal.
Lisa Zane says, to save money on half board, you need to eat table service, not quick service.
You can also pay a little top up when you go for it depends which half board you've got, because like Chris says, there are different levels and there's premium and there's plus. But like if you wanted to go to one of the character meals and you just had a standard meal plan, you have to pay a little top up.
You pay the difference, yeah. But if you've got the whichever one is the top one, you get one per visit per your trip. Basically, you can go and do one character. What I would say from my experience of it is, and it's not a very clever way of thinking about things, I'll be absolutely honest, is the reason I've taken them in the past is because I pay for it up front and it's done and I don't have to worry about it. So I don't need to make sure when I go to DLP, I have the money because I've as part of my package of my holiday, I've paid for the food already. That's always been a benefit to me. And when we have eaten at quick services, but only when we've been half board and paid separately for quick service foods, we've always been to the other places.
Right. Yeah, Emily says, I like half board more for budgeting, so I've paid for food in advance.
Yeah.
And that is a good
Completely
point.
agree.
Yeah, you spread the cost a bit. Mercedes says, I think it's so bad that the meal plans are costed according to which hotel you're staying at. Breakfast only, as the new Disneyland Hotel is way more than New York, and it's the exact same food.
Yeah, it's not a perfect system. It's got its benefits in that you've prepaid your food. You do save a little bit of money if you are, having all those table service things. If you're not going to have table service every day, you lose money. It's something you've got to weigh up. There are pros and cons.
Mercedes adds, make it make sense. I wonder if that's because she added and when I read it out, I didn't see that. And what I read out might not have made sense.
No, I think she's saying make the cost of
Yeah,
the
I think
food
so.
make sense.
Yeah, make it make sense.
We're talking a lot about food and dieting today. We ought to have a 37 Disney Eats jingle.
Yeah.
We should.
Well,
I'm just wondering if it could be a good trip report and or sort of vlog next time we go to try and eat healthily at a Disney park. Do you know
kids
that
can, because they have a kids healthy eating meal.
they do? They have a Disney check, is it?
Yeah, Disney check.
Disney
thing,
check.
yeah.
I remember. Well, there was 2 reasons for this. We wanted to go to Colonel Hathis because we love the ambience at Colonel Hathis. But I think I was on like day 3 or 4 of a Disneyland Paris trip, and I had had too much meat and carbs, and I just really, really wanted it. So I had a sad salad.
yeah,
I ordered a sad salad.
At the time, it was the only place we could find where we could get some semblance of a semi-good meal.
Because you had a lasagna, so that
I had a lasagna.
It
and
had
maybe,
some kind of
and some
vegetable
some
in it.
salad next to it or something.
And
yeah.
I had a sad chicken salad. But I must say, it's fine if that's what you're eating. And it filled a hole, and that's what I wanted at the time. But these pre-packaged quick service salads, not great. I mean, I've only had it that once, but it was... it didn't make me go, this is a great alternative. I'm just going to eat salads in Disney from now on.
No.
It was a genuinely sad salad, if you know what I mean.
Emma says I'm not volunteering to do that for you on our December trip.
Okay. Yeah.
I think part of the reason we're dieting as well is knowing that Christmas is coming up. We're kind of clearing the space to eat poorly.
No, I'm not. I
And,
want to try keep it up.
Well,
over
I'm saying
Christmas,
to eat
but-
poorly, but not like before. We would get a box of luxury biscuits, and between us, we would do them in a day, 24 hours. But we could do a box of those, and we could still get those luxury biscuits, but do maybe a box a week.
You see, I'm the same with biscuits as I am with wine. It's all or nothing.
You like them.
I like them.
I like biscuits.
I can't just have one. Can't just have a glass.
like
It's what my
wine.
dance teacher always says. She
I
says,
like
Lucy, the
wine.
problem with me and wine is I can't just have a glass. I have to have a bottle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know the feeling.
But I'm thinking that as well about leading up to going to Disney World next year. I'm going to be extra, on it and, clearing some space in my body for the 2 weeks of abuse that I'm definitely going to give it.
I have dress shop dresses that I bought in Disney World. They are gorgeous, and I took them last time and I wore them on the first week of the holiday and I felt amazing. And then I tried to re-wear the same dresses in the second week of the holiday and I couldn't breathe. And that is after 7 days at Walt Disney World. So I'm going to have to get into negative equity with my waistline in order to be able to wear my dresses for the entire 2 weeks, or only wear muumuus the second week. That's the other option. Those harem suits are fine. I can wear those all week. Anyway,
Do you know what we haven't done?
what's that?
Sorted drinks out.
Yeah.
Ole, it's showtime! All together! Your tiki 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 cup in your tiki 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 cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, I'll drink it up from your tiki 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 cup.
Yeah, Chris's cup half
And then-
is
and then it
in the green
appears at the
screen.
bottom.
Yeah, I was going to move it earlier, but I thought I wouldn't bother. But yeah, your cup's disappearing. I've actually finished mine, and it was the blackcurrant cordial. I've given you the orange and pineapple, slightly tropical there, Chris.
Is it going to be...
I think it's going to be just right.
let's have it. I'll be the judge of that.
Chris takes a sip.
Christ almighty.
Really?
Wow, I'm sorry for my blasphemy, but that is so strong.
Lucy, you're gonna have to fill it. You're gonna have to fill it up for him.
I'm on it. It's okay. I'll have a one.
I bet
now.
to me it would be weak.
That's really strong.
Yeah. Thank you.
I went to get the.
Thank you.
For those listeners who have been long-term listeners will know that I don't like opaque drinking vessels. I like to be able to see through them. So Chris bought me these pineapple glasses especially, and I always forget to get one.
I will
So here we
say this because my geeky tiki, think geek Star Wars Jawa cup that Chris got me. Oh my God.
Some effort.
Yeah, it's got about 3 titles. It's black inside. And because of that, I've sometimes I always clean it after I've used it, obviously, but every now and again I'll get like a bit of kitchen roll and I'll just scrape it along the inside and it is filthy.
That's why.
Blackcurrant juice.
Yes,
That's what does it.
Actually,
blackcurrant juice is
yes,
terrible
yes,
for
it is, and it does actually leave like a black stain. In the cup.
It's
I
all
need
blackcurrant
to
juice.
know drinking vessels are clean. This is why I only have glasses.
I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that they're clean.
It's still too strong.
It adds to the flavour.
That's why I don't like the metal drinking bottles that are the thing now.
Ruth's having pink G&T. What?
What? Oh man, we need to get some fun drinks for Christmas.
What were you drinking the other
alcoholic
day when I
drinks.
came around here for a non-Disney related social call?
Start with a P.
Me? Passoa.
Oh.
A passion fruit liqueur type of drink. I actually had I had like 2 little cups of it while you were here, and I got quite drunk to the point where I was quite drunk when I went to bed. I went to bed I went to sleep an hour early, and I thought I'm going to be hungover at work tomorrow. I bet I was fine, absolutely fine.
Emily says,
Yes.
do you have opaque mugs for tea?
Well, that's easy
I-
to answer because
It is.
Don't drink hot drinks.
she likes a hot chocolate.
I do like a hot chocolate, and yes, I will have that in a mug. But it will be pre-washed. I always wash a drink. I mean, most people must do this, right? You wash a mug before you use a mug.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think most people do that.
In fact,
If I make it, that's what I do.
That definitely deserves it.
Come on in the chat. You wash a mug before you use a mug.
well, I mean, like with these tiki cups, they're left out most of the time. So when Chris comes round, I do actually rinse them out, in case there's dust.
A bit of
But if it's
fat
been in
from
a
cooking.
cupboard, no way. Yeah. But it's been in a cupboard, no way.
Do you rinse a bath before you run a bath?
No.
What?
Do you rinse,
Do you
the,
rinse
bath
the bath
before you run a bath?
If someone else has been in it recently,
If it's dirty.
Okay.
John says my other half bought a bottle of Prime yesterday. Actually, not too bad. I haven't tried Prime.
Lucas and Ollie have had all of the bottles of the Prime.
Daz was going to try it,
Mm-hmm.
and he probably still will. People might not know what that means, but tough.
I didn't know how you'd feel about Prime. I've thought a few times about bringing a bottle in for us to have for this, but I wasn't sure whether it was a great idea or not. They all just taste like when you make my juice too strong for me.
I can't believe everyone's saying no to the cup question, except Emma says, unless it's from the work kitchen.
Aaron says, Lucy, I'm sorry, but no.
From
No.
the work kitchen, what you get is you get white cups with advertisements on them, and
Yeah.
in the inside they are tea stained.
Yeah, you get 5 years of tea.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
but
them.
you know what? It's satisfying to like every now and again, like someone at work, just as a treat, you'll see the cup and you'll sneak it off to the kitchenette, and then I'll go, Dave, just have a look inside your cup, and he goes, oh, you've cleaned it. And when you clean it properly, you get all the tea off.
With salt.
It's no, just like you just scour it off. It does come off.
Okay. Right, back to the
I
Disney
have other
geeks.
stuff. Do you want to hear?
Yes.
I can't say it. Do you want to hear an
Yes.
I would love to.
Yes.
Yeah.
an anonymous story?
So,
Yes.
this is to do with last week. Someone asked, "Has anyone met up with someone in the park and cheekily let them sleep in their room?" And we so. This is when I said earlier, Lisa, and apologies. I mentioned hooking up. I was I was just just referencing that. So this is a story about actually that, isn't it?
Oh
It is.
my gosh.
Now, so the original question wasn't about hooking up. It was just about meeting like a friend or a family member, something like that. And then we took it to mean hooking up, which we thought was funny.
Do we have to have age disclaimers on this, Christopher?
Not
No.
really.
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's fine.
Hooking up, just
It's just a bit racy.
kissing and cuddling a stranger.
No, it's perfectly universal, this story. Do you want to read it? Do you want me to read it?
You read it.
Let me read it. Our story began one chilly afternoon in DLP in 2016. You know, that anonymous year when a load of much-beloved celebrities passed away. Don't worry, that's got nothing to do with our tale. Merely scene setting.
Is it anything to do with Brexit?
There's no mentions of Brexit.
Okay.
Anyway, I was in DLP with a group of friends from uni. We were living our best lives, having a fab time, when all of a sudden we saw a big crowd of people walking through Adventureland. I wonder what's going on there, I said quite loudly. So loudly, in fact, that one of the many people in the crowd responded, We've been evacuated from Pirates of the Caribbean. He was a tall, handsome German.
Oh.
We'll call this chap Christoph. So he actually probably said, "We have been evacuated from Pirates of the Caribbean." There you go.
Christoph.
Thank you. I got chatting to Christoph about the evacuation, and it turns out we had loads in common, including a mutual love of Ricky Briganti's Inside the Magic podcast. Christoph told me he was alone at DLP that day. He was in the area for a work trip. After about 5 minutes or so of chatting, we said our goodbyes. My friend looked at me, eyebrows raised, knowing exactly what I was about to suggest. "But he's all alone," I protested. "You see, I have a tendency to befriend lone wolf types. This wouldn't be the first time I'd let someone tag along with us at Disneyland Paris." And so they agreed, and before I'd even had
I
a
hear
chance
Jeffrey
to think...
Dahmer was the same.
Oh, wow. And so they agreed, and before I'd even had a chance to think through what I was going to say, I was running after Christoph, insisting that he spent the rest of the day with us.
Christoph! Spend the rest of the day with us!
And he obliged. So Christoph, my friend, and I did, in fact, spend the entire rest of the day together.
to take me up the North Mountain.
Too far.
Right now.
Too much.
That's what she says. It's just a quote from a Disney film.
It is. We even gave him one of our complimentary Compass Club fast passes, RIP. As one of my friends is awful with coasters, and we wanted to use them on Space Mountain. We rode loads of attractions and even watched the fireworks together. Now that should have been the end of the story,
Yes, it should.
Oh, what a romantic ending to a story.
but it's not.
Oh.
And I imagine that you probably think you know where this story is headed. And you'd be wrong.
Oh, baby.
No.
No?
After the fireworks were over, we told Christoph we were heading for cocktails at Planet Hollywood with some cast members. Our good friend was working at DLP at the time. He was friends with Jack Skellington, Goofy, and a few other tall Disney characters. Wink! Not getting the hint that this was goodbye, Christoph tagged along with us.
Ooh, awkward.
And before I knew it, I brought a total stranger along to an exclusive cast member's social.
Ooh.
He was rubbing shoulders with friends of Snow White,
Wow.
Spider-Man,
That was his best
Queen of
day.
Hearts.
The Queen of Hearts with the best castle in all of Disney parks.
Yeah.
Wow. Royalty indeed.
Where did you find this guy? My cast member friend asked.
Why? What was wrong with him?
Another time, my friend replied, rolling his eyes in the process.
Another time?
I'm not telling you the story now.
Oh.
You're just going to have to wait. We'll talk about it later when Christoph's not here.
Oh, okay.
You get
okay.
me?
Right. I thought you were saying, okay.
After a few hours, my companion and I decided it was time we headed home, as we needed to be up early and well rested for another full park day in the morning. To our surprise, Christoph was not ready to leave. The next day, we got the gossip.
Uh-oh.
It turns out that Christoph ended up leaving the event a few hours after we did.
With the Queen of Hearts?
And he...
What was
and,
that?
And did he go back to his hotel room? Oh, no.
Oh.
He became quite friendly indeed with a cast member friend of Prince Charming.
Oh, there's a twist. There's a twist.
So while I don't have any personal experience of smuggling someone into a Disneyland hotel room, I know that cast member accommodation might be possible.
That was a great story. Well done.
Well,
Very good.
well.
Very good. I like story
Now,
time with
the
Chris
person
as well.
The person who sent that in and wants to be anonymous, this was that person involved in any of this? Or was it all from a friend?
No, that person was the person who befriended Christoph.
Ah, right. I did wonder
It's
that.
all that person's fault.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Prince Charming.
John says, incredible story. Emma says, brilliant story. Katia says, wink, wink, wink.
What would Snow White say?
Ruffle.
And Charlotte says, I just take my own mug to work. Not using the ones left.
Oh, brilliant.
There we are. So that's that.
Yeah.
Shall I carry on with other stuff that I've got?
Yeah, why not? What time is it?
I don't know.
It's 15:15.
It's 15:15. There we
Time's
go.
a wasting.
Fill your boots.
So, Chris Lees has been in touch. Hi, guys. Is there any chance of a shout-out?
Is that his voice?
I don't know.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
I'm Chris Lees.
I did Google which celebrities died in 2016, in case anyone wanted a reminder.
Should we do a bit of guessing? See how many we can remember.
Yeah, do it like pointless.
In 2016.
In 2016.
Alan Rickman.
Correct.
Alan Rickman.
It's your turn now, Hugh.
What guess?
To
A
get-
celebrity?
guess
Name
some-
a celebrity who died in 2016.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. Oh
Loads of them did.
no, that was later.
I remember there's a very famous one who was New Year's Day and a relative the day after.
There is. Very famous.
Very famous.
Very
That
Disney relevant.
kicked it all off, did that?
Yeah.
Mercedes says David Bowie.
Correct,
Bowie,
David
yeah.
Bowie.
David Bowie.
Good morning, good morning.
Ruth says Prince. Lisa says
We've
Carrie
talked the whole
Fisher.
night through.
Carrie
Good
Fisher was
morning,
New
good
Year's Day,
morning
and then Debbie
to you.
Reynolds was the day after.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? Very sad. Victoria Wood,
Mm-hmm.
Paul Daniels, Nancy Reagan,
Not a lot.
if you're from the other side of the pond, Kenny Baker, Ronnie Corbett. These are all very 80s British TV,
Are
aren't
they
they?
ordered in height?
Yeah. Thumbelina.
Gene Wilder, George Michael, Muhammad Ali, Prince, Harper Lee. There's some I don't know.
Go on, give us some of the ones you don't know. 'cause
George
we might.
Martin.
Well, I know them, but I'm like, I don't think they're up there. Jerry Chandling, Merle Haggard.
Shandling.
Oh, Chandling.
Gary Shandling.
Yeah, so that's how much I know him. I know his
Alright.
face.
No, not Jerry Chandling.
I tried. I'll blame the cold. George Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Arnold Palmer. Maurice White. Go on, ding me for that one.
Maurice.
Maurice. Hey, Maurice.
Yeah.
Lots of people.
Lots of folk.
It's true.
Lots of folk.
It's true.
A-listers. Right.
Hi, guys.
Hi guys,
Continue.
Chris
Please
Lees.
continue.
We're off to DLP on Monday, staying at Disney Sequoia Lodge, and we're...
Chris has broken listeners.
He's buffering. He's got a circle on his
So words of
forehead.
advice came up, and
just
now I'm
froze.
like, hang on, I've been asked to read this out, but then should I be reading it out?
Okay.
Do you ever have those moments?
Yeah. Just, do you want us to vamp while you do a check?
We'd be very grateful for a big... Just do that.
Right,
Will you
okay,
just
okay.
do that. Just do it. Oh, that was close.
So
If your name's Chris, just... Yeah, whatever.
So the shout out is from Mickey Mouse's friend, not Mickey Mouse officially, 100% unofficial, but his friend would say, "Hi to Nina and Chris and Katie and Bailey, and you're gonna have a wonderful time. Gosh, right?
Hey!
That was good, yes.
It's
thank
about
you.
right, isn't it?
Yes.
Were you meant to tell them they were having a trip, or do they know they're having a trip?
It doesn't say that, it just says ask for a shout out.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
they're
wait.
surprising them with the news on Sunday, so presumably they're not going to watch this live. They won't be watching now. They might be in bed. I don't know.
But yeah,
I didn't think this through. If we've ruined your surprise, then I'm sorry, but it is late
But
on
I
a
mean,
Sunday.
that's
They're
so
probably in bed, aren't
amazing.
they?
If you've just found out today that you're having your Disney trip, that's really exciting. And I'm sorry if that didn't quite go as you planned, but he did a good voice.
Just play them that little bit.
Yeah.
I would.
Edit.
And
Just
avoid all this
literally that
awkwardness.
bit with all the names in it, and then pause it.
But do have an awesome trip, guys.
Yes,
It'll
absolutely.
be amazing.
Do you all know what Hugh did for my 40th? Well, I'm presuming you don't, so I'm gonna tell you. He got loads of my friends and family to say happy birthday to me, either on video or on audio, including
Chris.
the Christoph over there. And then he also contacted loads of my favourite podcasters and vloggers,
Mercedes,
and people
From-
like that, because
Chat Disney.
I do consume a lot of, let's call it, new media,
Mm-hmm.
more so than old media probably. And I got loads of shout outs on quite big podcasts and vlogs, and some personalised ones.
Disney Dish.
Personalised message. Yeah, Disney Dish sent me one.
Bookish Princess.
Jen LaForge, if you know Jen LaForge,
Jen
she sent me
LaForge.
one.
David Packman.
And he did that, and then he edited them all together. But some of them were embedded within podcasts, like the Disney Dish one with Len Tester. You actually had to cut that out of a podcast to edit into my birthday.
Screen record it.
Yeah.
I almost got super enthused, but she said she was staying somewhere where there was a storm and she couldn't. And like she'd said she'd sent something and it never came through. And then I was kind of pestering and saying, "Oh, it didn't come through. Could you try again?" And that didn't happen. And annoyingly, on the first day of our trip, I walked past Nate from Paging Mr. Morrow, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and all I had to do was go, "Oh, Nate, I'm so sorry. Would you mind really quickly just saying happy birthday to my wife?" And I could have added that on.
That was the trip after.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, was it not?
It wasn't. No.
Okay.
No. Who else did we get?
It was really, really good. It was like a 10-minute
Daniel
video.
Radcliffe, but he was very still, and only his mouth was moving.
Yeah, there was some funny ones.
Was that like Boris Johnson things that you did?
Did I send one from Boris Johnson? No, I didn't.
I can't remember. It was, but it wasn't like a little thing. It was like a 10-minute video full of people saying happy birthday to me. And it was so lovely, and it must take us so much work.
Listens to the show and does vlogs herself.
Yeah.
Susie.
So there was just loads of Disney people, and we were in Disney, and it was just
The
absolutely
cast of
lovely.
Only Fools and Horses.
Yes,
The
because
musical.
Chris's nephew, who
The
is
chorus.
also a good friend of ours, he was in the West End version.
The
of,
ensemble. Yeah.
well, he was an understudy for a load of the main roles.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
he's done Del Boy.
But he got everyone to go on
Sorry,
stage.
Rodney.
And they all said happy birthday, Lucy, including
and
what's
then
his face.
And then they said lovely jubbly. No, he wasn't there.
Was he not there?
Currently on tour in Oh What a Lovely War.
He is.
Coming to Manchester soon.
Mm-hmm.
He is. We're going to see him in Hull, I think, in March.
Yeah. I'm going to wait and go and see him in Wakefield.
Oh, very good.
we should go watch that. When's that?
I'm not sure, but he is. He's coming to Wakefield at some point.
We should go watch
No,
that.
that's your sister was saying that's not been announced yet,
Yeah,
but it is
it is
happening.
happening.
It hasn't been
Yeah.
announced. Don't do it.
But Hull has been announced for March, and I think we're going to try that one.
He told us the other day on Facebook, when I say us, I mean the whole world, not his family, because why would he talk to us about things, that they were going to be on Elaine Page, one of the songs from the show was going to be on Elaine Page, and then it wasn't, and then they posted and said, well, actually, they've said, Elaine Page has said she's going to put us on at some point, so I've been checking Elaine Page every week for the last 4 weeks, so well done, BBC Radio 2, You've got someone to listen to your show a bit more often.
Yeah.
because
We
I'm
love
waiting-
Elaine
that's what I do.
Page. We love her too much. But she's got a feud with my future mother-in-law.
Yeah. Not mother-in-law.
Sister-in-law's mum.
Mother. Yeah.
Sister-in-law's mum.
I didn't get anyone
Auntie-in-law.
from the Diz, and I almost got Jack from DSNY Newscast. He replied and he said, "Yeah, I'll." But I think he thought I wanted him to say something on his show or something. So he might have actually done something on his show. But again, do you know that thing where you've got someone and then enough time passes and you've missed your chance then, and you can't go back and say, "Oh, it was me from yesterday. Can you still do that?" Once they've gone, they've gone.
Yeah, a moment passed.
Yeah.
Emily
Cool.
says she saw it in the West End and it was a good show, and I don't even like Only Fools and Horses, so that says a lot for the show.
Very good.
You most likely saw my nephew in it then.
Well,
because he'll have
yeah.
been there or thereabouts.
Chris's nephew was sometimes Mickey Pearce, sometimes Rodney, but generally just an ensemble, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Not just. I shouldn't say just.
He was also the
Dating
dating
agent.
agent from time to time as well.
He was a swing, basically, so he did.
He was like
you
head
could have
swing.
seen him do anything.
He had about 5 or 6 different tracks, I think,
Yeah, he
depending
did,
on who turned up. And obviously during COVID, they needed a lot of cover, so
Yeah.
he
He
ended up
played
doing all sorts of
Rodney for
different
about
things.
2.5 weeks solid, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did it a bit more again right towards the end before it finished. They've just announced a
There you
tour, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
It's up and running, I think, now. Starts next year.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't know if he's doing it or not. Not sure.
Yeah, he wasn't sure. Do you know what he said? That they call. I'm almost like I don't know how I feel about this, but a lot of the theatre people, they say, "Oh well, you know, if nothing comes up for a while, I'll just get a muggle job."
Get a muggle job.
A muggle job.
Oh dear.
Seriously, what they think of themselves.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I don't think they mean it to be.
As condescending as it
No,
sounds.
no, but you know, as someone doing a muggle job, when they say that, you go, "Oh, okay."
No, but I mean, yours is a muggle career. What they mean is just a temporary thing.
I
don't
know,
they?
I know.
Yeah.
Actually, I would say he was a wizard at what he does for a living.
I would
to
say
be
so.
fair.
If you've ever seen him operate Photoshop, it's quite magical.
I'm like Rick Wakeman with 2 keyboards.
Right. What else have you got for us, Christopher?
I have one more trip report.
Excellent. Let's hit it.
Do it in 6 minutes and we're golden.
This trip report contains anonymity.
Sorry, Bonnie points out she's also in your birthday video.
Yes, the most important happy birthday was from Bonnie.
This email comes from anonymous Disney fan.
Anonymous Disney fan. Is that what they call themselves? We're going to find out that there's a reason that they're anonymous.
I'd like to submit an anonymous trip report because we may or may not have bent the truth to get some time off work for our sneaky holiday. I'll leave it at that.
That's right. Did you tease this last week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very abrupt today. The basics. 4th to the 8th of October, 2 adults, 2 kids, age 11 and 7.
Well, you've just narrowed it down. Your boss will find out who you are.
We took the Eurostar from St Pancras, spent a day in Paris, and then had 3 nights at Newport Bay with a half-board meal plan. First timers.
Newport Bay.
Sounds blissful.
That really was just the basics. There you
Yeah.
go.
Is that it?
No.
Oh.
Day 1. After a hot day in it does say hot. I thought, oh no, I've read that wrong. After a hot day in Paris, we got to Newport Bay around 5:30 p.m. We dropped our bags off in our room and went straight for a swim. The pool was really clean and spacious. The water was a little cold, but just what we needed to cool down. We had dinner booked at Newport Bay's Cape Cod at 7 p.m. and by then we were all absolutely starving. I'm celiac, so I asked the waiter for an allergens menu, which was fantastic. It listed every item on, but the buffet. It listed every item on the buffet with every allergen, which allowed me to safely choose food I wasn't allergic to. I could eat around 75% of the food, including some desserts, so that was a real plus for me. After dinner, we bought autographed books from the hotel shop and then took the kids to meet their first character, Goofy. We met a different character every night at the hotel with minimal queuing. It was absolutely lovely and such a perfect way to end each evening. So we talked about this the other week, didn't we? About whether they were doing character meet and greets at the hotels on a morning or an evening. And it looks like they do it on an evening as well as a morning, potentially. Our room. We had a standard family room, which was really clean and well presented. Unfortunately, the room was directly next to the lift and opposite 4 other lifts. The kids crashed immediately, but I knew that the noise from the lift was going to drive me crazy, so I went to reception to ask if we could swap rooms in the morning. The cast member I spoke to was very helpful. All we had to do in the morning was leave our luggage in the room while we headed out to the parks, and they moved everything for us into our new room, ready for us when we got back. I would have done exactly the same thing.
They never told us the number. Yeah, like if something's like, I'm the kind of person that I will notice a noise and it will annoy me, and I'll say to Lucy, "It's not annoying you," and she'll say, "I don't know what you're talking about."
That's because it's usually me breathing.
I can't hear it. Oh yeah.
Once it gets you, it's got you, hasn't it? And there's nothing you can do about it. So I totally get that. Day 2, Disney Park. Up nice and early for all-you-can-eat breakfast at Cape Cod. The server also brought me some gluten-free cakes and biscuits to take into the park.
Oh.
Game plan. Clan? Did I just say clan then?
Nah.
Game plan. Use the app through the day. It's all right because we could just edit all this out, can't we?
Oh yeah, of course we can. When we can, we won't.
No. Game plan. Use the app throughout the day to make sure that you don't queue for anything more than 30 minutes. Yes.
Correct.
Arriving for Extra Magic Hour was so surreal. I spent so much time watching your videos. It was incredible to be actually walking down Main Street.
Oh.
Our little boy was delighted to see Mickey welcoming us to the park and was beside himself with excitement when Mickey waved at him.
Oh.
It is a memory I will hold on to forever.
So lovely.
Isn't it? Following your advice, we decided to use the extra magic time to blitz as many kids' rides as possible. In our first 90 minutes, we did Dumbo, Buzz twice, Orbitron, Storybook, Small World, Casey Jr. twice, and Pirates twice. Every single ride was a walk-on, no queues.
Good job.
Can I just interject there? I have decided that next time we're at Disneyland Paris doing Extra Magic Hours, instead of like beelining for Big Thunder Mountain, as you would expect, I'm going to beeline for Dumbo. Because we never ride it because it's always a 40-minute wait and it's just not worth it. Whereas I think Big Thunder Mountain is worth a 40-minute wait. So if we want to ride Dumbo, we should do that first thing.
Well, that's what Ollie and I did last time we went, right before we met you. In fact, we were on it when you
I was filming you from a distance on the video.
Yeah.
We ran through the park to go on Dumbo.
Did you still have to queue there?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
all.
good. That's all right.
Worth it. And we could have gone straight back on again, I reckon, as well, with only 5-minute wait. So
Excellent.
definitely worth
That's
it.
the plan next time.
After the initial ride blitz, we met and collected autographs from Gaston, Captain Hook and Baloo. I didn't anticipate how much our kids would love meeting characters. It was absolutely magical. A favourite interaction was with the Queen from Snow White. She was in the castle balcony and we started to boo her really loudly. She shouted down that her guards were coming to seize us, and then she offered my children an apple. I said, don't do it, kids. She's trying to poison you. She gave us so much attitude and was clearly really enjoyed the interaction, as did we. Our kids were mesmerised by the characters, and his reaction did bring on my happy tears, I have to admit. That's brilliant. We saw Maleficent there during Halloween when all the thorns are there, just down in the square there, and she was brilliant. As part of the meal plan, I'd booked a princess lunch at Auberge. I booked the last sitting at 3:30, so it was sort of an early dinner. The food was really nice, the service a little slow, but we didn't mind as it was a good chance to rest our feet and be out of the sun for a while. We met Merida, Snow White, Cinderella, her mice, and Aurora. All the princesses were very lovely, and the autograph books were good icebreakers. We had a funny moment with Snow White where she asked our kids if they knew the names of the dwarves. They haven't seen the movies. Did I just say dwarves wrong then?
You did, actually.
Now, in fairness, it's because it's written here and I've written from what...
You kind of mushed it into a bit of both.
And the thing is, it does say dwarves in here, but when this anonymous Disney fan wrote GF, I did know it meant gluten-free, so I should have really corrected myself, so I apologise for that.
I think we need to leave this dwarf thing.
We don't.
It's the Mandela effect. It's taken on its own life.
No,
now.
it hasn't.
Okay.
No, we should
take it back.
Yes.
Do you think society will crumble if we lower our standards?
I think small people would like to be called a dwarf rather than a dwarves because dwarves are fictional. Dwarfism is a thing. And I think it's important that we get the distinction correct.
I also think our listeners like it.
Yeah, they do. Come on, we can't ditch
They
that.
like to hear me dinged, don't they?
Yeah.
It was me today, though, Lucy.
I know.
They haven't seen the movie since they were toddlers, so they stared a little blankly at her. My husband jumped in and named a couple, and then Snow White tried to list all 7. She got to number 6, and clearly her mind went totally blank. After an awkward pause, she named one of them twice. She knew she'd missed one. However, the kids were totally oblivious, and we didn't mind. It was funny. She looked a little stressed in the photos, poor thing. We then spent an early evening re-riding our favourite rides. Once back at the hotel, we had a swim, met Pluto, and ate some snacks in the bar. We weren't sure if kids were allowed in the bar, so we asked a cast member who said, "This is France, not America. Of course children are welcome in the bar."
And then handed them a shot.
Day 3, Studios and Disney Park. Up early for another breakfast and then magic hour at the studios. We walked straight onto the web slingers, Ratatouille, Slinky, Cars Quattro, Flying Carpets, and Avengers Flight Force. At 10 a.m, I can't speak. At 10 a.m, I went on to the app to book a meet with Spider-Man, and by 10:30, we'd met him. Another character ticked off. I expected a little more than just meeting Spider-Man. I thought there would be some extra rooms and training involved, but it was fine. The kids loved it, and that's all that matters. We watched Stitch live and then queued to see Mickey and the Magician. This was our longest queue of the whole holiday, about 40 minutes. The show was amazing.
I mean, it's not bad. It's 40 minutes for being your longest queue.
Not bad at all.
No.
When Lumiere sang "After All, This Is France," I started happy crying. Absolute dream come true. That's like me when the Halloween parade came out when I was stood outside Small World. I started happy crying then.
Oh, I did happy crying this afternoon. We'll get to that in Extra Magic Hours.
After that,
Chris is broken again.
I was trying to decide if this was initials or a spelling mistake. After that, we went to the main park. It says WW, but I think it's we. We went to the main park where we back-to-backed Pirates a few times, ran around Adventure Isle, went on the big boat, did some of the small rides again, and I rode Space Mountain, single rider queue. Big mistake as it took ages. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. We then took our spot near Small World, thank you for the tip, and watched the Halloween parade. Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I happy cried. I've just said that. We ate at the hotel, had a swim, and met Daisy. When the kids were asleep, I popped back to the studios to buy a Spider-Man toy to hide away for my son's birthday. I also walked straight into Flight Force again.
Well, yeah. You can do that anytime, unfortunately, these days, can't you?
Day 4, leaving at 12. 8:15 character breakfast at Plaza Gardens, where we met Captain Hook, Geppetto, Pinocchio, Pluto, Goofy, Eeyore. Totally worth it to get in the park extra early. We did our last minute shopping, rode Buzz, Small World, Casey Jr., Pirates. We rode Pirates 7 times in total over the whole trip. And we bought 1 set of fast passes for Big Thunder, €13 each. Watched the regular parade, and then it was time to head home. It was the perfect trip in every way, and we would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh,
Love you guys.
That's what we want to hear.
Thank you,
Anonymous.
But, you know, and also gripes.
And it was
But we like
slightly
'em-
soured by losing your job when you got back. But
Yeah.
oh, fantastic. I love that. I love the happy tears moments. That's what Disney's all about.
Do you know what that means, though? It means we're up to date on trip reports. We have no trip reports. So if you're going in 4 days, for instance, or if you're there at the moment, as someone in the Facebook page definitely is, because I saw them posting about it earlier, and you want to send us a trip report, send us a trip report.
Do so.
Mailbox at 37disneystreet.co.uk.
Here's a good one. Gavin says, how accurate is your Sequoia Lodge information?
Which information?
I don't know.
What do you want to know?
I'm going to say 25% accurate.
I mean, we were there 3 months ago. So if you want to ask us something, it's going to be fairly up to date now. I know.
Or is this a...
I've got a vlog up that's maybe a year old that might not be. Mind you, I don't think much has changed.
Or is this the fact that we reported that they're going to be refurbing it next?
Oh, that's not accurate at all. That's a rumour. And I think we did say it was. Well, no, it's not a rumour. They've announced it's going to happen.
They've announced it will be the next
But
one. They just haven't given dates yet.
The
for
dates
it, so
and the information and whether or not they're closing it and
we're all unknown.
and what order
Yeah.
they're doing it in was all speculation. So that's not accurate. They are
We don't
refurbing it
know.
though.
If it's that, we don't know. But as soon as we do know, we'll let you know.
Aaron's going in 4 days.
Yes, Aaron.
So he will have very accurate
Absolutely
information.
shall send a trip report on Sunday.
Super Aaron.
John has said, "Is there an EMT tonight, guys? Can't find the link."
Oh,
Chris-
that's because I haven't done a link for it. Oh no.
Well, he can do that while we.
Well,
carry-
I have done a link for it. I just haven't posted it. So bear with me, and I'll try and do it now while you guys talk.
I would really just love Gavin to come back up and clarify what he means by that, because I don't like giving inaccurate information. So if you have a question, Gavin, we will do our best to tell you whether or not we have the accurate response.
You have 2 minutes.
We're a lot better
Tops.
at thoughts and feelings than we are facts and news. I think you need to know this about us as a podcast, is that we never profess to be the most accurate, up-to-date information, because we just don't have boots on the ground as much as
We're
we
not
want
travel
to.
agents exactly, but
No, we're not travel
we
agents.
we know some stuff.
We've
we
been,
have opinions.
We've been a lot, and we're very passionate about the subject. So we can try our best, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the chat's just disappeared, so we don't
It
know
has,
if you
because I'm
do.
having to do things. But if you
No, that's okay.
look on your
Well,
phone,
on the MT, we're gonna, as usual, we're gonna talk about Loki, but in a non-spoiler way, and we've actually watched Once Upon a Studio.
have you? Oh, we can actually talk about that now.
Finally, yeah. So
Excellent.
again, well, it's you can't really do major spoilers for that, can you? It's a little. Is it 6 minutes long or something? No, 16 minutes or something.
Yeah, but 5 or 6 minutes of that is
Will be the
is
credits
It is.
at the end.
Yeah, it was over very quickly because it's all credits.
It's
I wish there was a way around that. Oh, also on Disney Plus, I noticed. Bonnie noticed DuckTales wasn't on the kids' profile anymore, and so she's having to watch it on mine. That's very strange.
Interesting.
Yes.
Emma's just reminded me, the other thing we're doing on EMT is I'm opening my Muppet pins.
Oh,
Yes.
I am.
Yes. See which duplicates
So
you
I'll
have
have
in
to
both
go
boxes.
get that. Those drugs have kicked in. I'm feeling a bit better now. I was feeling truly chronic at the beginning of the podcast, and I thought I might not do EMT, but I'm actually Beecham's, ladies and gentlemen.
Hashtag not spawn.
Not spawn.
Not sponsored by any of that, but we.
Oh,
we can
Emily
be.
says there's loads missing from the kids. It's funny, the stuff that's not on the kids sometimes. We've
Yeah.
tried to review movies and had to go hunting
But
for them.
DuckTales was on there until recently because yeah, and then it's just disappeared off Bonnie's thing, and then it's on my account but not hers. But like, why would they be hiding DuckTales of all things? Like, I understand there's some things where you go, I can see why that's not on the kids one. You know, a bit strange, but I can see why they'd do that. But that one, it must be a glitch.
It must. Right.
What we like for time?
It's time to go. It's 39 minutes.
Yeah, we're 9 minutes over. We're
9 minutes over?
basically
I'm doing
just
this
vamping
really quick.
until you've done the link.
Right, okay.
I will give a quick update on our travel arrangements because it was the 7-month mark this week of our trip to Walt Disney World. So I had to change my booking from Saratoga Springs, which is our home DVC resort, to we managed to get a week at Boulder Ridge and a week at Old Key West. So that's exciting.
Links there now.
Excellent. In that case, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been Lucy. These have been the boys. Bye-bye.
See you next time.
You caught me by surprise and I wasn't ready. But I think it's okay.